What's up? What's up? How's it going, party people? Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is a very exciting event for me and somewhat nerve wracking. I have notes of things I would like to cover, and it's so great to see all these familiar names and first timers. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here and supporting me and 311 as always, but supporting this side project and the Home Row Homies community. In case you're new to it, we have a Discord where there's a lot of positive interaction. People are like really actually staying positive in my Discord, which is really nice. And I want to give a shout out to Ross and Jenny for keeping it going. Arc Sensor, J2 Tone, that is. A few disclaimers. First, I want to tell you that I'm a little ill. I woke up this morning just completely congested, and I said, the show must go on. So I'm here, but if I sound a little froggish, we are at Frog Creek Ranch, but if there's so many frogs outside, I had to close all the doors because they are screaming right now because it's that time of year and time of the evening. But if I sound froggy, that is why. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous to do this, and that's really what this whole side project is about, is facing fears, getting vulnerable, letting down my guard, dropping pretense. Thank you for the kind words there. So just to address something that may or may not be on anyone's mind, everything is wonderful in 311. Everything is great. I'm not going anywhere. This is a fun side project to make in addition. Obviously, 311 has been on a huge, wonderful upswing with Full Bloom. We're super excited for the cruise and playing new songs, and we feel like we've kicked open a new chapter musically, and things are great. And so, talking a little bit about my motivations, I wanted to have an avenue for really revealing personal stuff. And so there was a couple books I mentioned before in the socials, one of them being Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, which really talks about fighting through your perfectionism by having frequent releases. And I've always said quantity begets quality, but so I've always written a lot more songs than have come out. But I was like, I really just need to open a new avenue of expression so I can have that full arc of making a piece of music or art and sharing it so people can relate. And, you know, he says that having frequent releases is just very important to bust through. Writer's block comes from when you're perfectionistic and you're like, no, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. No, just walk through that. Just put it out. Let the cards fall where they may. So I realized that, you know, hey, I'm getting a little older, turning 55 shortly. You know, it's kind of now or never. So I wanted to explore some new styles. And I've always known that being able to share and having people that actually care about what I have to say and what I'm going through is such a gift. And so I was like, write a memoir. You know what? This is a musical memoir. You know, lots of songs already are, but just to keep going further with that. So that was shout out to Rick Rubin, very helpful. And another book that I read was called Saved by a Song by Mary Gaucher. And it's just a very powerful book talking about the healing power of going into dark recesses, exploring the caves of your psyche, whether it's trauma, self-doubt, bad experiences, good experiences too. It's not, it's going to be a full full gamut, but I think that there's always more letting down. Well, I'll speak for myself that to just be ready to show it all is just an important thing as an artist, and I think it will when people do side projects like everyone else in the band has done. It helps everything because it just keeps everything flowing. And if there's harder rocking, heavier stuff, everybody in 311 loves to do it. But then if there's like, I've just kind of gotten into lush Americana sounds, very organic. Maybe getting more in touch with my Midwestern roots. I've said before, I graduated early from high school, could not wait to get out to the coast but of course there was this huge part of like middle America music that went into forming us. And so just like, wow, there's some cool stuff to explore there. And musical influences I wanted to talk about. I realized as I was making the list, they were females. Katie Lang, what a voice! What the lush production with the pedal steel and the delivery of the crooning, a little bit jazzy. I mean that's something I've always loved. And then Katie Lang I got into in the 90s, and then in the early 2000s, Madeleine Peyrou. She's a chanteuse. I think she's French Canadian. I've never seen her live, but she does the most beautiful kind of Billie Holiday covers. She sings in that kind of style, but there's some jazziness, there's some alt country, very creamy styles there, and I've always really loved that. And I actually heard about her from Tim Mahoney. Gave me the CD of Dreamland a long time ago, and she keeps making awesome albums. And then Faye Webster, more recently, found out about her from my daughters, and it's probably kind of bedroom pop, but with pedal steel, like just this wonderful creamy pedal steel player named Pistol. And I've actually been in touch with her producer and might be working with him, Drew Vandenberg, at some point. And then more recently, Sierra Farrell, the innocent voice, like a modern kind of Dolly Parton, and the retro production, and then getting to jam with her along with my friend Kenny Feinstein from Water Tower. Like we played literally at a square dance, and then the next day we hung out and jammed, me and Sierra and Kenny, and but her music, especially that first song that I heard, Jeremiah, was just like, the phrasing, that this just touches me in a cool way. So those are some influences. I love Chris Isaak's Wicked Game, like that croony, slightly jazzy kind of thing. So those are some of the sounds that I've been into. It's a 4-song EP. It's called Waxing Nostalgic. And the first 3 EPs, that's a hint, there are more coming, have moon themes to them. It's a 4-song EP. And we made some lyric videos, so I'm going to, if all goes well, play it on screen and you can read along with the lyrics. And then I'm going to kind of talk about each song. I might just play the first one and talk about it afterwards so I can listen with you guys. And then I'm going to kind of open it up to some questions at the end after I play the 4 music videos and kind of give an overview of them. So the first song is called Cosmic Connection, and it's kind of a lot of my dad turned me on to so much great 50s and early 60s music, and a lot of it had a 6/8 feel. So this is a song in that style, and it's called Cosmic Connection, and it's about clinging to hope and not giving in to the negativity, and it goes a little something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. and the fears and the dreams of our own. I choose reflection on the cosmic connection. We're all in the same collection. Only here for a moment in the grand scheme of fate. You can't control it, all we can do is be present and taking in the here and the now. Hoping for harmony, I'll say that out loud. 'Cause we're made of the same things, flesh and bone, with the hopes and the fears and the dreams of our own. I choose reflection on the cosmic connection. We're all in the same collection. All made of same things, flesh and bone, hopes and the fears and the dreams. I choose reflection on the cosmic connection. We're all in the same collection. There you go. That was Cosmic Connection. I want to give a shout out to some personnel that worked on it. Jared Masters and Kenny Feinstein helped me with the writing, and a guy named Bob Horn mixed that one. Two of them I mixed. I mastered all of them, and I had some help on the mixing. But I think this song is really about clinging to hope when everybody's upset with each other, and just knowing that we can look past our differences and look for the similarities in each other, and know that we're really part of a larger organism. We feel separate, but that we're all just relying on each other for everything, both emotionally, but also like we're all trading goods and services, and we're like one big organism. So let's not forget that, even if it seems like we're very divided, because there's still love there, definitely within this community. So I choose reflection on the cosmic connection. So that's one song. Next, I really want you guys to see the video. It's going to drop very soon for this next song. It's called 1978, and it's a portrait of what life was like in 1978. I wrote this with my sister, who is a wonderful poet, accomplished in her own field, and we came up with lots of imagery about what it was like when she was 10 and I was 8. She's my big sister. Zach was born that year, but me and my sister were inseparable, and the stuff that we did for fun, building forts out of junk we found, and the playground games and the adventures and the toys that we played with, and it was all pre-technology, and it's very nostalgic. And the music video was cut together from my dad's actual Super 8 home videos. Shout out to Be Love for editing together a wonderful music video. That's all going to be dropping tonight at midnight, so you'll be able to see that. I was going to try and play it, but I think now will just be audio. And What else did I want to say about that? Oh, fun fact, Echo played piano, that piano right there. It's the rest of the songs are kind of more Americana, but this is a piano based song that it's just very simple. It's piano and a little bit of pedal steel played by me. I played pedal steel on 3 of the 4 songs. So this is 1978, the second track off of Waxing Nostalgic. Climb aboard, we're leaving. Trip down memory lane. Train has left the station. Only goes one way. Cartoons in our PJs. Slinky on the stairs. Shooting hoops in the driveway. Wearing out our kids. We'll unwind time today. We're going back to the old heartland. Union Pacific train. 2 tickets, we're homeward bound now. Magic 8-ball reading, leafing through the seasons, yeah. Where have all those gold days gone? Like maple seeds circling down. There's no turning back this train. Still memories keep coming round. Lunchbox on a school day. Walk in rain or shine. Dodgeball on the blacktop. Off to Gilligan's Isle. 12 kids in a kickball game. Making forts out of junk we find. Big sister, make sure I'm okay. Porch bell rings, run home for dinner time. Lava floor, we're leaping. Leafing through the seasons, yeah. Where have all those gold days gone? Like maple seeds circling down. There's no turning back this train. These memories keep coming round. There you go. That was 1978, co-written with my sister. Gets me in the feels. Just wait till you see the music video. Thank you so much, B-Love, for that. It really brings me back. So, hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm sure a lot of people remember the old way of life before all the screens and whatnot. And thank you for the kind words. It just really, really means a lot to me. Thank you. All right. Next is a song called Work of Fiction. It's the first song that I wrote for this collection. And I think there's a bit of a Nick Drake influence with the quiet, whispery singing. It's like about identifying the fictional narratives that we all tell ourselves. It's about my need for this kind of like self-revealing project. Um, it's about getting, and it starts out about like the need for approval, thinking that more commendations and, is somehow going to fix you. And then it's actually, um, you need to be okay with yourself. If it's not as important of how other people feel about you. So it's about human connection and also letting go of the stories about that we tell ourselves about who are the heroes and who are the villains. This one, I played all the instruments and mixed and mastered. It's called Work of Fiction. It goes like this. In every commendation, there's a validation, but it raises questions for always wanting to have more. There's gonna be ignition in getting recognition, but when I seek notoriety, I never can sit quietly in the mirror of their eyes. I try to glean and analyze, seeking reciprocity leads to coming up empty. I made a story with heroes and villains. It came to light as a work of fiction. See me when I just can't seem to see myself. When I'm going down, can you see me? When I just can't seem to see myself before I found out. I like to be outnumbered, so I'm unencumbered of expectation to fight fair. When I see them standing there, I lead myself up on a hill after I went for the kill. And when the crowd won't chant my name, I crumble down and pass the blame. I made a story with heroes and villains. It came to light as a work of fiction. See me when I just can't seem to see myself. When I'm going down, can you see me? When I just can't seem to see myself before I found out. A shocking twist that was written revealed the truth that was hidden, disguised inside of the work of fiction. See me when I just can't seem to see myself. When I'm going down, can you see me? When I just can't seem to see myself before I found out. That was Work of Fiction. Thank you all for the nice comments. Very thoughtful and makes me really happy to know that people are enjoying it and relating. Man, perfectionism is just, it's a thing. And you got to keep just breaking through it because walls and defenses just keep coming back up. So, for the fourth and final song of this collection, it's called A Lonely Existence. Musically, it's my friend Kenny Feinstein played some beautiful fiddle and mandolin, and I played, there's pedal steel all over it. There's acoustic guitar. My friend Colin Blanton added some drums on this and two of the other songs that you heard. And the key lyric that came to me first was, "It's a lonely existence when you find that you're stuck in your secrets. It's a lonely existence when you find you're stuck in your secrets. It's a lonely world when the voices in your head are all you've heard. So it's a firsthand account of what it's like to be lost in an addiction and stuck trying to find your way out. And there's an arc where, you know, you finally hit a place where you break through the secrecy and connect with others and come out the other side of it. I think musically it captures when you feel like you're all alone. So it's called Lonely Existence, and it goes a little something like this.
It's a lonely existence when you find you're stuck in your secrets. It's a lonely world when voices in your head are all you heard on your own. A soul that wanders paths overgrown. Bridges burn. Habits are cutting you off from the one thing you yearn. It's a lonely existence when you find you're stuck in your secrets. It's a lonely world when voices in your head are all you've heard. Remember when it started sweetly, an innocent venture, curiosity, liberation from frustration, gradually drifts to isolation, left for dead. Something that once made you feel connected, so misled. Now it leaves you nothing but neglected. Descending, pretending, but you're falling all to pieces. Hopeless, helpless, you reach out for someone to guide you home. Slowly, surely, you're guided back inside. It's a lonely existence when you find you're stuck in your secrets. It's a lonely world when voices in your head are all you've heard. Let 'em in. Free yourself of the weight you carry in, and then you can do the same for someone else when you hear them call your name. Come home.
Thank you. All the nice comments. Hope you guys liked Waxing Nostalgic. Get this. You know how I said that I realized that frequent releases and just pouring it all out there is just really good for an artist. And I'm really thinking that that'll be increased output from 311 as well. But I am planning a 4-song EP every other month for the rest of this year. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. I have maybe 16 of the songs done, and that would leave, I need to do 8 more before before the end of the year. And I think so it would be like even numbered months, February, April, etc. And there's going to be vinyl, got some cool stuff planned. But right now it's just streaming only. So please grab it tonight, save it. That really, really helps me to save it. And it's going to be a fun journey. And I realize that there's a lot of tough stuff that I've never written a song about. I have this defense mechanism of just like pretending stuff doesn't bother me. So the loss of my brother, my youngest brother Patrick, passing away a few years ago from an overdose. There's some painful things that I'm going in for on various songs coming up, and it's been very cathartic. And I hope people relate and find it cathartic as well. We all need to relate. That's why we seek relationships. It's the key word. So that's what I'm putting out there. I want to take some questions here in a second, and I want to give a shout out. I want to thank Nikki, my awesome wife, who's the head of SKP, who is putting this out. That's our label platform that put out Full Bloom by 311, and we've got some other cool stuff happening. Sitting on Saturn, formerly known as Sitting on Stacy, Reese Brothers. But thank you to Nikki and the whole SKP team. Shout out to the Syndicate, 5B Management, Anthony, a.k.a. Gentle Giant, here helping me out, Kenny Feinstein, Jared Masters, my sister Angie, my daughter Echo for playing piano, Ross and Jenny Two-Tone for helping me, Bob Horn for mixing, B-Love, my 311 bandmates, and thank you to the Home Row homies. And please save and heart the streams and give it as many plays as possible. Just let it play. That would be appreciated. So Ross, Arc Sensor, and Ginny were nice enough to compile some of the questions they were seeing. Am I playing all the parts? No, I'm playing the majority of the parts. I would say 70% of the parts, but I don't play the fiddle. I did start playing mandolin, but not anywhere near Kenny Feinstein plays. And I met Colin Blanton, the drummer, through various friends. And the George Clanton, he was playing with him for a while, so that was cool. And I did a lot of mixing and mastering here, just learning how to do it and just being responsible for how it all sounded was very exciting. Do I plan on touring? Not necessarily. It's basically just kind of one step at a time. I just knew I wanted to put out music and open up a new avenue for highly personal stuff. But maybe there will be some shows behind it. And no, these all basically came up since the last 311 album. And I was like, okay, this is more of an Americana, very chill kind of thing. So it was just felt like a different lane. The question was, did I work with my sister intentionally? But that was like the third song she and I wrote together because she is just a wordsmith and she's a published poet, lives up in the Bay Area. She just helps me. She knows my experience, so she just helps me put words to things. We were just shooting stuff back and forth on 1978. And that was really fun. And I was like, we have to keep the lyric about Big Sister, make sure I'm okay. And there's a very touching scene in the music video. Freeing to have, like sometimes I do like to collaborate because we can talk things out. But like the song Lonely Existence, I wrote all the words by myself because I just knew what I wanted to say, and I was just describing what that part, thankfully in the past, what that part of my life was like. And yeah, generally the other EPs that are coming are in a similar chill acoustic vibe. I do have a couple covers that I've just started working on, and maybe getting a little bit more jazzy funky. You can still have some nice, I mean, even in like the song Cosmic Connection, there are these lifts, which are accidental notes that were somewhat jazzy, but even though it's done in kind of a old-timey style. And how did my sister react once she heard the final product? It was we both cried, and it was just very, very cool for us to have this way of looking back at the special times that we had. How do I feel? I feel good to get it out there and seeing the positive reaction. But even if it wasn't positive, I knew this is something that I needed to do. Um, and I would say that which new instrument has been the most fun? The slide stuff. I've got a dobro here, which is a acoustic lap steel, and then the pedal steel, which is like the hardest instrument I've ever learned, and I'm not great at it. I played all those parts that you heard in there because you use both hands, both feet, and one knee, because the pedals make different chord shapes, and you have 10 strings. Normally I have 6. So it is a very difficult instrument, and I want to give a shout out to Brian Simpson, my pedal steel teacher. We never met in person. We've just been doing it remotely over Zoom. He lives in Joshua Tree. And were these lyrics easier or harder to write than 311? I mean, there's something about the fact that kind of when I did the quintet album, and it was called My Shadow Pages because I didn't have any expectations to live up to because nobody knew what was happening. And that was something here again, like honest self-expression, can't go wrong with that, and just amass a bunch of work. And I think, it helps the main thing, which for all of us in 311 is the band. And so having side projects where you can do different things that are more personal is healthy for the whole collective. How did I come up with the lyric, release the resistance? Surrender is just a very important concept to me. There's a wonderful book called The Surrender Experience, and it's about releasing resistance. And it's something that I meditate on. There's a difference between accepting and approval. So you can accept something, you can forgive, even if it's not something that you approve of. That's just been something that it's been an important part of my self-care, I guess. Does Echo plan on pursuing any type of musical career? Not really. Maybe she might, because she loves music so much. She's constantly singing. She's such a gifted piano player. But she says it's not a career for her. But we'll see about that. No, but whatever she chooses, as long as she's happy, is most important. All 3 kids are musical, and Harlow is more into, both Maxine and Harlow are very into acting and theater and stuff, and Maxine is very into aerial arts, and Harlow is getting into soccer and basketball. So a lot of driving, a lot of chauffeuring, and a lot of fun activities for us to do together. Last question, how many takes did I tend to do for these tunes? I mean, when it came to pedal steel, 100, 200. I mean, you have to be so exact, and it's just, but it was a labor of love. It's just nice to have worked in an area with no expectations and just only true north being honest self-expression. So that concludes this listening party, and I want to thank you guys so much. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you enjoy the songs. You can, on nickhexum.com, brand new website, you can click on the pre-save stuff, so then it'll pop up. There's going to be lots more stuff added there. Snippets, we've been recording little things around here. But I'm most excited for you to see the 1978 music video. And thank you guys so much for the support. Stay positive. Love your life. Much love.